Alright, just as a preemptive strike, I wanted to run the actual G-code to make sure it was good before I went ahead and showed you that how to run it. I wanted to confirm that everything was okay, and sure enough it's running the G-code. So as soon as this gets done, I'll show you how to plop that G-code in and get started. Alright, before you run any G-code, you must center or home your work. So right now I am unhomed. This has to be here. Okay, so to get that over there, it's a very long distance and I don't want to hold the key for that very long time. So here's X, Y, and Z. I'm just going to home these. Okay, X, Y, and Z. So home, home, home. Turn on the spindle. Good. And then I'm going to judge by the markings that I put down here. So you can see I put some markings here. These are just me kind of referencing how many inches near about where I'm going to go from here to there. So in inches. Anytime I'm working with G-code, I'm using millimeters. Anytime I'm using like homing techniques, I use inches. Alright. That means over here, I'm just going to issue a command in negative. And you see I have a list of commands here. But it's G0. And I'm counting about 6 inches over, so G0 space X -6. Okay, so got to turn down my speed. I wish it would go that fast, but I'm not there yet. Okay, again, since I did that, I got to rehome my axes. And then issue that command again. I can get to about 3 inches per minute. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to hit go, and there we go. Alright, so that's how I get home very easy on a pallet this big. So I just walk away from it and come back. So I'm going to get to right here, and then we're going to open that G-code, and then we're going to run it and see how it goes. Here's a product of it already. Pretty cool. You can see the pen quality is not right there, so that I can see the pen's starting to leak a little bit. Probably because I chopped it off. But other than that, not too bad. It's accurate within about 0.5 millimeters, which isn't too shabby at all. Alright, so let's go and wait for this thing to get to the home, and then we'll run that G-code. Alright, so I'm going to call this home right here. And what I'm going to do is take my Z axes down. And to do that, in case you're just stumbling upon this one on the internet instead of all my other videos, here's Z axes, and I'm just going to hit the minus button, and I'm going to do that until it technically touches the piece of paper. And then I'm going to go over here and just make sure that's not too tight. Remember, it's going to go into 0.1 millimeters into the paper. So we want to make a mark, but not much of a mark. Okay, I go machine, unhoming, unhome all axes. Machine, unhoming, unhoming all axes. Okay, just make sure that everything's unhomed. That way I can move this down further in Z. There we go. So now starting to make a line. That's good. Okay, and you'll get to know, your CNC better than anything, but other than that, I know that if it makes about right there as a quality of a dot, that 0.1 isn't that much of variance down and it won't dig into the paper. Okay, so next, I've moved the file to my desktop. It's called Butterfly now, Butterfly Large. Note to self, look up Linux screen capture. Alright. So, file open. I use a thumb drive to get it over here, but I will network this machine here shortly, so I can just save it right over to the desktop. Alright, so it popped in. Some things that you should look for. Here, all the white lines are going to indicate the paths, and all the blue lines indicate where it's going to raise up in the air and then start a new path. Alright, so use common sense. Does it look okay here? Does the path looks correct? Do these correlate correctly? So these are going to be in inches right here, but the G-code itself is going to be in millimeters. Again, for the conversion's sake, I don't want to convert it. So I'm going to take down my jog speed to what I know my jog speed to be is 1.8 right now. I'm going to make sure all my axes are homed. Good. So that should start the little cone right where it needs to be, right there. The good thing about capturing screen capture this way, I can actually point to things. That's not too bad. You know me to be one of the screencasters. That's what I do usually is screencast software using Camtasia, but it's a treat just to be able to say, there is the focus point. Look. Alright, anyway. So I have my spindle on. Everything's on. I should be able to hit play and cross your fingers. And play button is right there. Okay. There we go. This is up in the air and it's going to travel over. Hope to get the speed up. I got on order a new ATX power supply so I can get some more power to it. And there we go. We'll look at it here shortly. We'll give it about 5 minutes and then I'll capture a little bit of the footage. But other than that, that's running Gcode from Inkscape. Enjoy. Alright, as you can see, CNC is now complete. Enjoy.